So unfortunately I forgot to do an intro and an outro to the video. I was more concentrated on getting set up and all the rest of it, because yeah, I spent a couple of hours over the other side of the bank with a couple of friends, other side of the lake, and I was watching the fish where they were and where they were going, etc., and just trying to work out like a pattern and seeing what they were doing and everything, so that I could actually, for a change, because normally I get carried away with like the social side of it, so it's more about being next to each other and everything. So I'm trying to stop all that, pay attention to what the fish are doing, better progress myself as an angler, try and catch more fish, especially for the videos and stuff, to help you guys enjoy the videos a bit more, so that we actually see some fish and show that I can fish, because I can, and I can catch them. So yeah, within this episode, you know, you see me return to the peg, where if you've been over to Craney TV and seen the championship, you've seen that in my match against Luke Burch, Mr. Primal, unfortunately I lost that match, and that was due to, like I say, me being more of the social side. I was confident in what I was doing, but I wasn't paying as much attention as I could have done. So back to the peg after watching the fish, because that's where they were going. I managed to work that one out myself, and I spent a good couple of hours just watching the lake and watching around the lake as well for any other signs to try and point me in the right direction. So, but yeah, this one, stay tuned for it. This it goes right, it goes wrong, like it does. So stay tuned. Right, so just as I'm putting in the third rod, I thought I'd show you guys once again what I'm using, which is what you've seen before, which is the Ronnie rig, all components from Bank Tackle. The rig itself is about 6-7 inches of coated braid. And what we're going to do, just get rid of that. It's a piece of dental floss, and I shall do some rig tying at some point. I'll either do them as separate videos, or I'll put them into the videos that I upload anyway. So if I need to tie one up, I shall make sure I record it. But I've had so many ready tied up, ready to go, because I just have massive confidence in it. So what you've seen before is the 12mm baby pink captive pop up, and then just thread the dental floss onto the edge of the needle, pull through like so, and then make sure you pull the barrel of the micro swivel so that it sits flush with the pop up, and that'll like cap it off. And then you just take the two ends, dental floss, and just tie off 3 or 4 granny knots. Like so. Chop off the excess, and then all I do is take a lighter and just burn the ends until you can blob it down, and then just flatten it off with a side lighter so it doesn't pull through. And on mine I like to have the hook be on the shank level with the point of the hook, so it sits over nicely, and that is just ready to grab like a claw. And as you can see, it's sticking to me, so it's a good sign. It's nice and sharp.
And then all I'm doing before I'm casting out is I have the captive bait boost from Horizon, and then just coating the pop-up. I don't know how well you can see that, just coating the pop-up, the layer of that before I cast out, just for an added bit of attraction. And then I shall spin the camera around and show you where we're casting to. Just letting the line drop with the contours of the lake, so I'm holding the tip up just as the line drops and just let it fall through the water rather than pinning it down straight away, because if anything's between you and where you've cast out, then your line lay will be over the top of that and straight out to your rig, not like hugging the contours of the bed. I'll just leave that for a minute, just let it also settle down. And then I don't like them too slack. Just let that line sink. And then you should be able to just back it out, but you should see it sink up to the tip. So yeah, I've got all three rods out on the same spot. Earlier I did some leading about just to make sure I found the absolute spots where I wanted to be. I'm at 11 wraps, and as you can see by the video over there, there's a mound that comes out. It's exactly 11 wraps to get in front of it. And then what I've done is for the past like 36 hours I've been drying out my boilies because they're frozen baits, and then I've instantly covered them in about a quarter of the glove. Just that one, just a captive bait soak. yeah, cover them with about a quarter of a bottle while they're drying out. And then last night, just topped it up again with another about a fifth or a sixth, just top it up, just give them a quick glazing, and left them overnight. And then before I've come out today, give them another top up about the same again, just give them another quick glazing, give it all a good massive shake, make sure you get it all the way around boilers. And then when we got here, Caden was kind enough to stick some through the NGT grinder for me until that was full. So we've got like chops and bits and yeah, so we've got whole boilers, chop boilers, split, if you like, it does it all, pushes them into a powder and you get tiny little bits and stuff. And I went over there earlier with a bucket, stood at the end of the mound and just spooned and catapulted out the whole 2 kilo. We're only here for the night. Was supposed to do 24, but like I said on the post, I was coming out to do like a bit of a social, but those guys they're opposite me, and when I turned up, they got here this morning, I got here this afternoon, and turned up and spent a couple of hours just talking to them and stuff and just catching up and whatever. And I literally spent like 2.5–3 hours watching the lake, watching where the fish were moving, seeing what they were doing, see if I could see any signs of like a pattern, seeing where the other anglers were, where they were casting to and stuff. And when we stood over there, they were coming from No Carp Bay out into the open water out in front of Grass Bank and stuff. And as I was coming out of No Carp Bay, I'll show you. So No Carp Bay is right over here, and as they were coming out, they were either coming round in front of where Hendy, BZ and Gaz Sneath is, so they're over there. But as I was coming out, sometimes they were coming in front and holding like a certain line, and we've literally just seen one top. It's not on top of my bait, it's a little bit to the left, but it's a good sign. But yeah, they were coming out and they were hanging round like in front of where they are, so they've got fish in front of them. But then the odd like 1 and 2 kept coming up this way, and there was a couple of bream anglers, and the fish were just disappearing. I just knew that they were dropping down, like obviously because where they were there was pressure, so the fish were dropping down, and I knew they were coming up to this corner, so I just kept watching and watching and watching. And then it was like all of a sudden they'd reappear again before they went back into No Carp Bay. So my thoughts were that they were coming down here to where it's quiet, because Grass Bank's got a few anglers on to my left and both corners were quiet. And I was just watching the winds and stuff, and I thought this is where they're going to come. They're going to come along this tree line margin, and they're going to come down here, and then they're going to turn around and go back because of the pressure to my left. So yeah, after a couple of hours sat catching up with them, I came over here, started sorting things out. Take you back around. Started sorting things out. I wanted to make sure that I was ready for the evening. And when I got here, the first thing I did was chuck a lead out. And as I chucked, I think it was the second of another fish just rolled over to my left. I think it was the second or the third time I put a lead on the spot. It was slightly raining, and all I see was this V come off the spot, like just behind where I'd hit the lead. So I watched where the fish went off, reeled back, and was just moving along, just establishing that I can get 3 rods on there nicely. I'm just feeling down for a good dong, because when I fished here in my match, which is you'll see if you follow Craney TV's page, you'll see my match against Luke Burch, I'm in the same peg. And when I fished here before, it didn't go down with a crack on the exact same spot. It was a good thud, but it wasn't a crack like a bang onto a stone or a bit of gravel or something. Like, there was bits of weed and stuff there when I fished there against Luke, which was, I can't remember how long ago it was now. It must have been a good 6 months ago, maybe longer. Definitely longer, actually, sorry, no. It was last year towards, I think it was about September time. So yeah, it's quite a long time ago actually. But it felt like there was weed and stuff there, and I'm sure I landed in a couple of spots of weed. So when I've been leading about now, it's showing again, just to the left of the spot. So this time when I put the lead down and it's gone crack, it's like either the weeds moved off or they've cleared it out. So like I said, when I put the lead back out, 3 times it happened on 3 casts. Put the second or third one out the first time it happened, and the fish moved off, and then again after that, and then again after that. So there was definitely fish out there, and I think they've possibly been cleaning off the spot because I think it's quite a popular area. So it's somewhere that sees a lot of bait and stuff, and I think they've completely polished it off. And if there was weed there as well before, there's naturals and stuff as well. So yeah, right, I'm going to carry on getting my stuff set up and everything. And we should check in again later, and we should see you all for the live stream in a bit. So make sure you stay tuned, everyone.
That's better. I can hear you now, man.
Yeah. Look like you're up for a game.
There you go. Got my mic on.
You're not pushing my buttons, mate.
Oh, mate. The premiere went well, didn't it?
Mate, I think it exceeded expectations. Proper.
Yeah.
I don't think it could have gone any better, other than maybe like a few more people turning up, but I was still surprised by how many did.
Yeah, it was really good, mate. Now we.
I think I'm away.
Record it.
I think I'm away, mate. Okay.
Get.
Lukey.
Hey.
They said, although that's not set in stone. And that came back positive.
Mate, I can't believe it.
Biopsy.
Does it feel good?
Yeah. And that came back positive.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, it just tells me it's still not that, even though it's there.
Mate, it's like I'm watching the Blair Witch Project.
You have to go gluten free, don't you?
Hey, snap.
What?
One of my friends got
Snap.
and hers is really bad where it doesn't just react internally, it reacts out externally as well, so she gets
It's a bit late, mate.
She gets
No, they're not.
It is.
No, it's not. It isn't. It isn't. It's
strict on it, like what she gets, she has to get just specific gluten-free, and then she's really careful on what.
Mate,
You in, mate?
Just to make sure it's not certain.
the fucking rod were doubled over. It's just
What
snapped
happened?
me.
Oh no!
Mate, I can't believe that.
Oh shit!
You bastard.
Where was that one?
Left hand. Mark warned me and all about being near the fucking mound.
What? No. Oh, near that infill.
Yeah. He said, watch it because it's snagging there because of the bricks and stuff that are sticking up out of the bottom.
Honestly, mate, I've never had a problem there. Never had a problem. But I don't know how much more's gone in, mate. To be fair. Oh, mate.
Mate, that felt a decent fish. The rod were fucking doubled over.
Oh, dude. It's hard, isn't it?
Don't worry about
I think I'm going to do my first cry on live stream. Fucking
Do it.
hell.
Cry, Lee. You gotta cry.
Oh,
You get more views.
oh my god, I'm so pissed off.
Oh, good morning, guys. And unfortunately, last night I was doing another live stream within a group that I'm part of, Team Primal, and I was live with Luke Burch, the guy who I'm up against my match in the Championship Series, and we were just having a catch up and stuff and talking away on there, and my rod springs into life. So come out and bivvy, check the rod, because it's the beeping has stopped. Just check the rod. The line's gone tight, like dead tight, and then I can see the tip move round. I lift into it, feel a fish on the end. Slow head bang. Yes. Shouted across to my phone that I'd left in the bivvy. I'm in, Luke. Anyway, lifting the rod, just gently pulling back, wind down, pull back again, and the rod is just hooped over as it's just shot off away from me. Well, not shot off, but it just took off. The drag on the reel just cut me off. Couldn't believe it. I don't know what it was out there. I got like 18-inch 2-foot tubing, and it completely cut me off. Everything gone. Everything just went slack. And my heart just sank. I reeled in the remainder of the line. I sat back down. I just put my head in my hands. Luke was like, "You got one? You got a fish?" No, mate, snapped off. The worst thing is that I've not really caught any big fish. My biggest is around £20, and I remember when I caught that fish, my current PB, I just knew it was something different by the way it fought. It weren't your typical mid-double, 16, 17 pound, scrappy, the ones that proper, like, try tearing the rod out your hands and stuff like that. Excuse me, I'm just pouring a brew. Yeah, I just knew instantly it was something a bit better. The fight was completely different. Just lift into it, and rather than bolt and turn and peg it, it was just like and it just felt away. The rod was proper bent over. And then when it decided to pull away, it wasn't like a shoot off dart. It was just sort of, I'm going this way and you're not stopping me. So it's quite annoying. I just turned around to Mr. Burch and said, "I think I'm going to cry on live stream."
he found it quite funny while he was drinking his bloody gin, didn't he? So thank you for that, Mr. Burch. You comforted me so well. But no, we were talking about things like getting Team Primal up and fired and running again, and trying to get some of these big charity social matches going again and stuff like that. And me and Luke want another session together, and you'll see why on Monday's episode over on Craney TV in the Championship Series. You'll see why, because I don't know, he's just one of them guys that we just proper had a laugh, and that was all we did, was laugh all the way through the session. And we're trying to take it serious, and every time we look at each other, we just can't stop laughing. He is a bit of an ogre looking git though, isn't he, Mr. Primal? I'm only joking. He's a good lad. He's definitely a good guy, and I look forward to having another session with him. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Be good to get him on our videos. He's definitely got some knowledge about woodies. Knows what he's doing. He's a great guy, so. But yeah, that's for myself, and Caden's still pushing Zeds, and it's now getting on for about 8:30. I got into the bag last night about 11:45, and I was just downloading a movie on the phone, just off Netflix, just something to watch, because I kept getting liners, so I thought I was going to be up for a bit, and literally just hit play on the movie, and thought I was away again, and come out, nothing. Check the rod, nothing, just nothing. And then when I got up this morning, I sat where I am now, just looking down the side, because last night after I snapped off, I put one of the rods down in the margin, and I could see a series of bubbles coming up, a bit of fizzing. I was kind of hoping that the margin rod might have gone. I might have put it in the wrong place. I didn't see where I cast it to. It was pitch black, couldn't see anything. Just knew it was in the edge somewhere. But that's just on the single up bait, so maybe there's not enough traction to pull them towards it. But anything passing over it should pull it down. Them captive baits stink to high heaven. Ooh, some activity. Yeah, I see some activity over the spot this morning as well. There was a couple of ringlets coming off, and I see one crash. I wasn't too sure if it were a bream, but something definitely crashed over the spot. But that's the first bleep I've had this morning. So yeah, we'll just see how things go anyway, and as things progress, whatever, we've only got a few hours left. We should keep you updated and posted. So yeah, put the rods out now. Give a look out there past where I'll show you where the baited spot was. It seems to be showing just behind it. So literally, as I was just about to cast the first one out, one showed. So I put it right on where it was. The second one went at the same distance, just a bit more in. I've come away from the mound, a bit more out into open water, like straight in front rather than up against towards the tree line. And then my margin rod, I've just recast it, and I've just put that down here towards the other bank in the margin. So yeah, hopefully something will come of it, guys. We'll keep you posted as we continue the session. Fingers crossed, eh?
So yeah, as you see, guys, that brought the session to the end. And like I said at the beginning, I forgot to do an intro and an outro, but at least I got the main session filmed for you. And as you saw, unfortunately, I did lose one, and the alarm went off at about 10:30 at night. And like I lifted into the fish, it doubled. It just felt a good fish. Obviously, you know the difference if you caught like many different sizes yourself. You'll know that when it's a scrappy mid-double, they tend to go all over the place. When it's something a bit bigger, they hold their own ground. So yeah, unfortunately, obviously it was a step better than my match against Luke Burch. Obviously I did get a take this time, but due to a snag, lesson learned. Next time we're there, we know, as Luke suggested on the live stream, to like use some leg core or something like that. So just to make sure that we don't get snapped off, or maybe try fishing a bit further away from the mound. But even still, I think because they know that snag's there, they're going to die for it anyway. So leg core, I think next time, if we go into that peg again, depending on where the fish will be. But yeah, right, it's Saturday now, so I'm just filming this clip to finish off the video before I produce it and get it up on YouTube and everything. So excuse me. But yeah, next weekend I think we're going out again. Yeah, next weekend something a little bit special. It won't be me and Caden, it'll be me and my brother Harley. So yeah, that one's going to be a little bit special for a reason. So but we'll reveal that whilst we're out and everything, do a live stream, all the rest of it. Don't forget, guys, Monday we will be live, and obviously we've got other bits going on. Back out at the river again next week, doing pre-baiting, all the rest of it. So make sure you're over on the page for that. We'll do the live stream on Facebook for the page for that. And yeah, well, thank you everyone for staying tuned. Thank you for the massive support from everybody with all the live streams. We're absolutely smashing this up with more people getting involved. Everybody who's followed us for ages and is like really being really consistent with the streams and stuff. Big love to you all. Thank you so much for everything you guys are doing with the Championship Series and everything that you're doing for us, guys. We absolutely love what you guys bring, and we love talking about fishing with you all and everything. And a personal thank you to B, who created the little Horizon clip that you're just seeing at the beginning. He's let me use this, so now that'll be in my videos all the time. So little shout out to B, because obviously he created it. So yeah, don't forget, guys, if you're not on Horizon Baits, go and check them out on the website and stuff like that. Go have a look what they've got to offer. Their baits are second to none. Really high quality, proper, stink to high heaven, all the rest of it. And hopefully we'll see you on the bank sometime. If not, we'll see you in the lives, guy. See you later. Ciao, mate.